Hi, I'm Gary and welcome to my shop. In this video I'm going to show you how I use the PSI assembly and disassembly pen press. When I first looked at getting this, I was kind of unsure if this really would work that well and if it was worth the money. But I found out, as you'll see in the upcoming video here, how well, this really does work, and it really makes assembly and disassembly a lot easier than what we used to do. Now previously, for disassembly, we used one of these kits, whereas you had this pliers, it's like a vice grips, that would hold the body of the pen, and then you would use like one of these punches out of this, hold that in the vice grips, push this into the pen, and then strike the other end of it here with a hammer, which was kind of precarious to do, as you're holding that and had that in there and trying to hit with a hammer and keep your hand from going all over the place. So this assembly disassembly press really makes it a lot easier, and I think it's well worth the money. So let's go on here and I'll show you how I do this. The reasons we sometimes disassemble these pens is because sometimes things don't always go together right, gets off and you need to replace some parts. Also, if you get some back that are damaged by the customer's own use, you can repair them, salvage parts, and reuse a lot of things. So this assembly, you don't do it real often, but sure is handy when you need to fix something. This is the PSI pen assembly press and disassembly press. Now for assembly, you got to have this piece in here. And don't do like I did when I first put this together. I inappropriately put this piece in instead of just to that point. I put it in, get that up all the way in like that, and what that defeats is the spring here to help you for the assembly, getting it started. Whereas if you get it down to this notch here, then that gives you the ability for the spring to work. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is for disassembly. So I'm going to take this out, set that aside. Now this kit came with this rubber tube here. I just took that out and I cut off a section about an inch or so. That's what they suggest. And that'll be for holding the pen parts in here. Now this is a slimline pen, so I'm going to disassemble this one. I pull this apart, take off this middle ring, take out the ink refill. Then what I'll do is hold this into this body here. So get that in there, so if you can see here, both these parts are extruding past this piece here, and then I can tighten this down so it's got a good grip on that body there. Make sure it's fairly straight. Have to go back and forth and tightening these. Make sure you get kind of an even press on there. I think that's about it. With this kit comes a supply of these rods here for doing the disassembly, and what you have to pick is one that's going to fit into this. So I have enough space to work with, so it's got to be able to fit through this mechanism here so we can get to and push out this tip. Probably going to be the smallest one here. And that does at the end, okay. Then I'll slide it up to this, lock this in place, and then push this, and then this, if I can get this out here, tip should come off. There we go. And with that rod, I'll take that out. Take this grip out. They have this other piece that goes into here, since this is a 7mm. Put this in, and this is going to be to press out the transmission. Find a rod that fits there. I want to make sure I'm using the largest rod that I can. Then put that up. Try to get this fairly, straight and level here. So we're pushing, straight. Now what this should do is push out that transmission part. Okay. So that pushed out the transmission, which is right here. Okay, now is to disassemble this part. Let's take this out and put in this rubber gasket again for getting a grip. And I'm going to put this in this end. So if I can get a good grip, this clip, I'm going to see how that works. Seems like a precarious thing that might get in the way. It's pretty tight. I always want to use the biggest rod I can if it's inside the tube. Slide that up. Try and get this, fairly straight. Press it. There we go. Cap comes off. So there's the cap. Get this apart. And the pen clip. It's well and good. No damage. And here's the other part of the body. So that's how to disassemble a pen with this pen press. Okay, now I'm going to assemble this pen, and the way it goes together is the tip first. The tip goes into this body, and then this transmission gets pressed into that part of the body, and then after assembly we'll put the ink refill into that. Then the upper body, and then the cap and the clip will press in to the upper body portion. Okay, we'll put this piece in up to that point so we can have the spring action. Tip in and set it in there. Bring it up against this part. Then we can press this together. Good. Then put the transmission in. Adjust this so it's up against that. Got a good alignment. And we push the transmission into a point on this brass tube here. And then we'll kind of test fit it, because if we get it pushed in too far, the ink refill won't retract all the way. So we don't want to go too far. Otherwise, we're going to have to disassemble this thing. So let's press this in. Sometimes I have to hold and guide this a little bit just to get it straight. Okay, get to that point. Test fit this ink refill. And what I want it to do is to protrude all the way and then extract all the way. So, does well. Actually, I can push this in just a tad further. Here we go. Okay, there. Now it protrudes all the way, or retracts all the way. Hey, it's lower portion. Upper portion, let's put this part on. Put that there. Get this pushed up here so it's just really pushing in. Keep it aligned here as well as you can so you can try and get this straight. And there we go. Very good. Now this all just presses together here, and we have a twist pen, slimline twist pen. So I forgot to put the middle ring on. We'll put the middle ring on, slide the upper part on, and we have a completed twist pen. And that's how we press the pen together and how we take them apart. Thank you for watching this video. If you got something out of it and you enjoyed it, please give me a like and share it with your family and friends. If you want to see what I may come up with next in the future, please subscribe. Thank you.